Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, this is Lithium017 from my channel, Nintendo Collecting 101. This is a special room tour video for the Club Nintendo year of 2013 to 2014. Now whether you're a Nintendo enthusiast, a collector, or just a gamer, I'm sure you will appreciate this video. I have quite a bit to offer. So let's do a pan shot while I kind of talk about myself and collecting and everything that I have. I will get into detail later in the video after I do the introduction. I've been a collector for roughly 6 or 7 years. I started taking collecting pretty darn seriously, I'd say in 2009. I was a gamer back in 92 and 93. All of this, everything that you see in this video, I've obtained as a student. I'm a student on a budget. I have a line of collecting tips. I call them Collecting Tips 101. You can find the link to that in the video right now. But I think spending a lot of money on a collection is foolish, so I was trying to break even with my collection. Did I break even? No, I'm a few grand down, but my collection is worth a heck of a lot more than that. This year is the Year of Luigi, so you will see some Luigi items throughout this video specifically, which is pretty cool because Nintendo doesn't often pay a lot of attention to Mario's brother. How many items do I actually have in my collection? I'm not sure how many in total, but I have 40 consoles, I have almost 500 games, I have over 100 controllers in their original packaging, and over 300 figures. Some of the items in my collection are, most of them are all official. I try to only get official items. I have made a few items. I've made this amazing NES controller coffee table. So let's get right into this. Let's first start with here. A lot of people ask me questions about this table. This table I bought, and then I just decided it was a perfect shape, and I actually found one that was the perfect shape. I modified the design a little bit, but it's pretty much the exact replica of the controller. I painted it, and then the details like the lettering I printed on the computer, and then I actually printed them on photo paper. And then I cut them out and I glued them down and I urethane on top. Many people ask me how I do it. It took me a long time and it's pretty impressive. I'm very proud of that. So let's dive right into this, like I said, starting with this wall. And I should have said already, everything in this room is home console stuff, apart from one very small corner you can see up here of handheld items. But I try and focus only on home console stuff. If you're a collector, you don't want to do too many things. That's one of my collecting tips, is try to stay focused. So I have 3 posters on this wall. They are all from Club Nintendo, and they are Club Nintendo history posters. This one on the left is the Legend of Zelda history poster. Looks pretty fantastic. One of my favorites. I love that one. Then I have a Mario decal holding a shell. Then the Donkey Kong history poster. And a Luigi. I could have any other figure up there, but right now it's the Year of Luigi, so I put Luigi up there. And then Mario's history poster. Below all of that, you will see some awesome wall decals. I call them decals, but it's maybe more of a border, of Super Mario Bros. 3. I made a beer pong table a while ago, many years ago actually, of Super Mario Brothers, and my idea was to have the 8 worlds for beer pong and flip cup. And each world you could use during Flip Cup, and Mario progressed as he went through the worlds, and all the enemies in the game are actually on this. Other than, I believe, the bosses, I think. So there's 10 enemies in each world, and you see Mario there, and then there's a mushroom. He eats the mushroom, he levels up. He's bigger Mario. He gets the frog suit. So the next world, he's in the frog suit. He gets the super leaf. And it goes from there, as I said, the P-Wing. But then he gets in Karibo's shoe, which is in the right world this time. Thank you for everyone who corrected me last time. I made a mistake. And here he's Fire Mario. And like I said, he just levels up throughout, which is pretty fantastic and awesome. I'm very proud of those, and I made those myself using Photoshop. Get creative, people. It's always fun. Now this here, I needed more Pokemon stuff, I think, in my room. Now this is an amazing framed set of the 151 Generation 1 Pokemon, including Togepi, as a bonus 152. So these are the original figures. Some of them are discolored. There's 2 that are really discolored, so post a comment below if you can figure out what the 2 are that are discolored, because it pretty much angered me, but it's really hard to find a set of 151 like this, especially in good condition. new, and it came in the box, but I obviously don't have the box displayed because that's really, really big. But yes, these are amazing, they're awesome. Generation 1 are probably my favorite Pokemon because that's what I grew up with first. But they're really cool. Below that, I have a little side table, and on the table I have copies of, guess what? It's no longer in print, which makes me just sad and depressed. But Nintendo Power magazines, I have a stack of them, and I display the back of them because Ganon looks pretty cool there. Get instant repair, he's waiting. Beside that is a copy of Zelda Hyrule Historia. This is my open copy. I do have a sealed copy you'll see later in the video. So if my friends are sitting and they want something else to do, and they're just tired maybe, their thumbs are sore from playing so many video games, they can read a bit. This wall is my Nintendo 64 wall. Nintendo 64 is very close to my heart. It's my favorite console. That's why I collected all of this stuff first, I think. And the colors are just cool to collect, in my opinion. It's so cool. It's my hobby, it's cool, and I really enjoy doing it. So first and foremost, the 16 worldwide unique N64 consoles. I'm not about getting all the boxed variations for the consoles. There's over 100 different types of boxes, that's too many. But the 16 consoles, let's go through them quickly. Solid Black Charcoal, Jungle Green, Great Purple, Smoke Black, Watermelon Red, Fire Orange, Ice Blue, Gold, Pokemon Battle Set, North American Blue Pikachu. This is Japanese Orange Pikachu. Japanese Blue Pikachu, different blue. I'll get to that in a minute. Jesco 30th Anniversary. Dia Hawks, Blue and White, Red and White, and both of those are clear, and for Japan. I did say I'm not about getting all the variations, but I do want to get all the Japanese boxed ones because I have all the North American boxed ones, and there's a set of 10 Japanese ones, starting with these 2 Pokemon, these 4, these 3, and I'm missing the Midnight Blue, which would go down there in the bottom left, but it's actually on its way, it's being shipped, it just didn't get here in time for this video. So right now I have a Atomic Purple Extra Controller boxed N64 set. So I will talk about everything, but there's the consoles first. The other main thing in all of these shelves are the controllers for N64. Quite a few of them. Here you see the North American set of 8 boxed controllers, the 6 solid colors, and then Extreme Green and Atomic Purple as well. Below that is the counterparts, the Japanese boxed ones, and on the right side is the Blue and White and the Red and White. Below that, more rare Japanese N64 controllers. Here on the left is, all the way on the left, is the European Blue and White one. The 4 in the middle are Australian, very, very rare, finding that fantastic set of 4. There's only 4 in Australia. And the right side are 2 Pokemon box controllers. The bottom here is some games like Monopoly and Mario Chess, as well as 2 LodgeNet N64 controllers, 2 Hori mini pads for the N64, and an N64 carrying case for games. There's also a Nintendo 64 magazine and a Nintendo 64 controllers little ad that was displayed in Walmart for selling the controllers. On top of all of that is the accessories for Nintendo 64. Most of the boxed ones here on the left are for Europe. There's quite a few of them. Then in the middle here, there's a set of 5 from North America that are sealed, and they're quite hard to find. This one's a European one, and then the set of Japanese ones with awesome colors. They look really cool, that Japanese style packaging. On the side here, what you are seeing are the blister-sealed Nintendo 64 controllers, set of 7. 6 Funtastics and a gold exclusive to Toys R Us. Over here is a Club Nintendo Platinum Reward of the Mario statue. 2 rows down is another Platinum Reward, the pin set. And below that is 2 Mario figurines from the movie that was actually terrible, the Super Mario Bros. Movie. And they look nothing like what Mario and what Luigi was supposed to look like. You might have noticed these red boxes here on the sides of these consoles. Those red boxes are for Mother 2, or Earthbound in North America, which is coming to the Virtual Console. Very, very rare game boxed. NES is a great character in Super Smash Bros., but not a lot of people have played Earthbound or Mother. So he's from that game. And that set, there's a set of 8 different ones. There's a 9th, but it's just a double of Ness. And then there's a set of a lot more minifigures. but these are the larger figures. So there's 3 different Starmen. 2 of them are the same, but one's just larger, actually. But they're pretty cool. The last item on this whole wall I haven't talked about is a Dia Hawks Game Boy Color. I apologize for not pronouncing Dia right. I'm not Japanese, and someone can please correct me. I've been trying, but I'm really bad at it. So that's a really rare Game Boy Color that I got. Very good deal, because it doesn't come with the box or the manual. If you have any questions throughout this video, just feel free to ask, but that is my Nintendo 64 wall of stuff. But where are all the consoles? I do like to display them. So I display some other items in a hutch with a light. I have 2 hutches, they match. One's for N64, one's for GameCube and Wii. So let's take a look at this one over here. First I have a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time poster. Below that I have a lot of my Rock Band accessories, because I do still play that sometimes. It's a lot of fun with friends. And like I said, here is my hutch with the 16 different worldwide consoles for Nintendo 64, displayed with expansion packs, rumble packs, and memory cards. Now these consoles look great, especially the ones that are see-through. So on the top, you have the 6 fantastic ones from North America. In the middle here, you have on the left the charcoal black, on the right the gold, and in the middle there are 4 rare Japanese ones. One of them is also in Europe, but the Jusco, the Dia Hawks, the red and white, and the blue and white. And the blue and white was also in Europe. Below that I have 4 Pokemon consoles. I have the North American blue, and then the Japanese blue, different blue as you can see. The Pokemon Pikachu orange, and then the Pokemon battle set, which was from PAL. I love these ones because look at the power button, and the reset button's actually Pikachu's foot. In here I have 5 I would say, official rare controllers and 2 other ones. This one on the side is a respray by Fox Data. It's the Leopard Chrome one. There's 3 others, they're very rare and they're very hard to find and they're expensive, but they're not an official release. So I just have one of those because it's kind of cool. This is the Jeffrey controller, Jeffrey from Toys R Us. This is the E3 Golden N controller, very rare, exclusive to 1997 E3 Star Fox event. And this is one of my favorite items in my collection, the Millennium 2000 controller, very rare, 1 of 1000. Black buttons, really cool. This is the Nintendo Power 100 controller, followed by the Donkey Kong 64 Banana controller, and then a custom painted controller by Zosk for me that I asked him to do in a trade. And that's a Zelda controller. So that one's not official either. The rest of them are. Below that, I keep some of my Japanese games and accessories for Nintendo 64, as well as 2 universal adapters. And on the right side, you will just see lots of little boxes for posters, because I have so many posters I can't display, so a lot of the Club Nintendo posters and any other posters that I have are in there. Next, I have my TV. Now this TV is the one from school I mentioned last year. It is obviously quite big. It's very heavy, hard to move, 36-inch, weighs a lot. On the bottom, I thought it would be really cool to display the 6 different types of controllers that Nintendo had for home consoles. So the NES, the SNES, the N64, the GameCube, the Wii, and the gamepad for Wii U. I have 4 different consoles hooked up to this TV, including a mini SNES with A Link to the Past, N64 Watermelon Red with Ocarina of Time, a GameCube with Wind Waker in it, and a Wii U, and I do realize that I do not have an HD TV down here, so I brought down the Wii U just for this video, which you can still connect to old school televisions, if people didn't know, and that one has Skyward Sword in it. The TV, I put a Nintendo little sticker on because it said a different company, and why not actually put Nintendo? Above the TV is a Club Nintendo Mario family poster. The 4 Wii remotes I use with Wii Motion Plus, a 8-inch Mario, a 8-inch Yoshi, some decals on the television, as well as a very rare Mario sticker from the 1990s, and that one's really cool, from Super Mario Bros. 3. And a Mario and Luigi sticker from the same set that's very old as well, and Mario and Luigi look a little different there. If you have any questions, make sure you just feel free to leave a comment and ask. This is my GameCube and my Wii collection of consoles so far. I don't have all of them yet for the GameCubes, but I do have all the Wiis. So here are 7 different GameCube consoles, including the Platinum, the Black, the Spice, the Gundam Char, Indigo, Starlight Gold, and the Pokemon XD. The Starlight Gold is probably the rarest, but the Gundam Char is very rare too, that you see there. Below that, I have some GameCube controllers and Game Boy players for the GameCube. Now these controllers are getting harder and harder to find, but I have a Mario one, an emerald green one, or blue some people call it, a see-through transparent, a Club Nintendo Wavebird, a Wavebird for Char's custom. It's very rare. This one might be 1 of 1,000 or 1 of 2,500, I can't recall. It's incredibly rare. A Platinum Wavebird, a white controller, the Luigi controller, and a GameCube Loginet controller as well. And then there's 3 sealed GameCube controllers. There's a set of 6 of them. I'm missing the 2 Wavebirds and the Indigo Blue one still. And then you see here 3 Game Boy Advance players, or Game Boy players, but they also play Game Boy Advance games. At the bottom, this is new to most people. They haven't seen this before. These are the 5 worldwide Wiis. There is a white one, a black one, a Wii Mini exclusive to Canada, but now it's out in PAL actually, I believe, a red, and a blue. And here you are seeing my Legend of Zelda Wii controller, a gold Wii Classic controller, and the gold nunchuck, which fell down because I opened this display cabinet. And if I can get it to sit back up, let's try that and close this off again. As you can see, I'm pretty meticulous in the way I display my items. I think it's cool to have them look as good as possible. Yes, that's cool. Below the cabinet, some Wii accessories and some other cords and controllers. Below the right side, I have some of the packaging for the large figures that you saw on the top of the TV, as well as a Mario little awesome thing that my friend made for me. Thanks Brandy and your boss, because this was for graduation with my friends. Moving on to this corner, it is the Year of Luigi, like I said, so I have some awesome Luigi items I'll go through. But at the top, I have 2 Club Nintendo Zelda posters. This is Zelda's 25th anniversary. This is the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. This is the other Platinum reward from last year. Going through the Luigi items I have, I got a Luigi foam hat from the Best Buy event for playing Wii U games. That was in June. A 8-inch or 9-inch Luigi, as well as that Year of Luigi coin. That's quite hard to get, and it's pretty expensive right now. The first game that Luigi was the main character in, Mario, is missing. A little Nintendo to cover up whatever TV this is. The 2 Luigi's Mansion games, and the Luigi controller box. Now this TV, I have 4 different consoles plugged in, but this is so that I can actually play all 5 different home consoles, including the NES, the SNES, the N64, GameCube, and the Wii, because GameCube's playable on the Wii. And this one, I have all of these Mario games. I have Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario All-Stars with Super Mario World, very rare cart, very expensive usually, Super Mario 64, one of my favorite games of all time, and in the Wii right now, I believe I have New Super Mario Bros. Wii or Mario Galaxy, I can't recall. And then controllers for these consoles to use. Moving on to this white shelf. These are mostly my GameCube and Wii boxes. At the top, on the left-hand side, you will see my Dance Dance Mario Mix, 2 gamepads. I play this sometimes with one of my good friends, Kevin, as well as my fiance. I'll go through all the figures at the end of the video, by the way. All the little figures you see. These are the boxes for the 2 Club Nintendo Gold items. The Hanafuda cards, because Hanafuda, I believe, is actually where Nintendo got their start, in cards. That's a Club Nintendo reward. Same with Game & Watch Ball, Club Nintendo reward. The Wii Mini box. The white Wii box. The black Wii box. As well as some controllers and a factory sealed classic controller. The red Wii box with a pink controller and the Wii controller factory sealed. a blue Wii with a blue controller, and the nunchuck factory sealed. So those are all the Wiis in box. And I only have 5 boxed GameCube items right now. The black and the platinum, sometimes called jet black. This is a very rare modem adapter, factory sealed. An RF switch, factory sealed. A Game Boy Advance, a Game Boy player, I keep saying Game Boy Advance, as well as a memory card, Gundam Char's box, and a memory card as well. A Game Boy player, factory sealed, and the Starlight Gold box and the Spice box as well. I do have the Wii U in black, boxed right there. And here are my boxed GameCube controllers, as well as the one Luigi one on the left. This controller I didn't talk about a lot last time. People asked a lot of questions. This was made for only one game. It was made for Phantasy Star Online in Japan. It's an Aksai controller. Here you are seeing some Mario decals. I bought all the decals for $10, and I put them on the bottom of this, and it looks really neat. Then at the bottom here, some Wii boxes and my sealed Zelda Hyrule Historia, some NES accessories, my Nintendo Power magazines, the rest of my Nintendo Power magazines, some guides, some for display only SNES boxes, and some other rare items. 2 steel books from Future Shop Canada for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword and New Super Mario Bros. U, and a Zelda lunchbox. And my DS. Where are all of your games, Lithium? You've went through everything. Where are all of your games? You said you almost have 500 games. They're all on these 2 shelves. Starting at the top, I have my boxed action set NES, followed by some NES accessories. My boxed Super Nintendo and some big box SNES games, or SNES. And my control deck, the mini SNES as well, or SNES, and a controller and a Super Game Boy. This first shelf here is everything I have for trade. So now's your time to kind of take a look at these. This is everything I have for trade other than the Sonic figures. I have not a lot, but what I have here is very, very high quality items, I would say. And I also have the 2 steel books. I have doubles of them, so there's for trade right there. And these are my sealed games right here, which you're looking at. These are all sealed. Pokemon Snap all the way down to Steel Diver are sealed. On this side here, up at the top first, I have all of my consoles that are handheld in the box. And here is my handheld collection. This I share with my fiance, so these are not all mine. I borrowed some of hers that we're going to keep here for a while, but I do have my Game & Watch, a Game Boy Color, a Game Boy Advance SP, a DS, and a 3DS Zelda edition. So there's all of the handheld consoles from Nintendo, the main ones anyways. I know there's a lot of other variations, but those are the main ones. Super Nintendo games, I don't know where that came from, but the Game Boy games and Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance, I don't have a lot of them. Maybe I'll get into handheld collecting, but I'm not into it too much yet anyways. I do have a lot of the better games though, because that's what we do. We just get the good ones. Some out-of-boxed games as well. Moving on, this is my NES collection. So I don't have that many. I have roughly 35 of these, and they're pretty cool. I'm not really into NES the way other collectors are. And then my loose games as well. Here's the start of my Super Nintendo boxed games. I have 2.5 shelves, or 3 shelves, or 3.5 shelves of those rather. More of my boxed SNES games. More of them again. And the remainder of them. After that are all of my loose Super Nintendo games. Loose. As well as a Super Scope behind there. Why not? More loose and more loose, along with some plastic cases. Here are my boxed Nintendo 64 games. I have 64 Nintendo 64 games. That's a perfect amount, isn't it? I figure for every console, I don't want to get a complete set. I just want to get the good games or the rare games. So there's 64 of them, roughly. And here they are, pulled out of the box. There's 64 of them. 6 rows of 10, and 4 rows actually have an additional game for 64. Then here are the start of my GameCube games. Quite a few. I got a lot of GameCube games this year. There's a lot of them. There's so many different GameCube games now. Start collecting those GameCube games. And the rest of my GameCube collection. It's hard to see sometimes because I know I do have items in the way, but that's okay. And then I really collected a lot of Wii games this year. So my Wii collection and the remainder of the Wii collection. And where am I putting all my Wii U stuff? Behind this tall Starman, there are my 4 Wii U games. I don't have a lot of it yet. So now that we went through all the games, all that's left to go through is all the figures. I'm very proud of my figurine collection. I have a lot of them. I think they're from 12 different sets, I would say. But they're really cool. And they're small, some of them are small, some of them are PVC. But if you know this, what's it called? The museum in Super Smash Bros. Melee? That's my goal, basically. So here are 6 Sonic figures. They're small, I don't think they're authentic. Pokemon figures that look really cool. I love them, I love Generation 1. Donkey Kong figurines. Now these look really cool, especially King K. Rool. I really hope he's playable in the new Super Smash Bros. Game. The Dixie Kong looks a little off. Diddy's from a different set, but they're cool. Here are 5 Kirby figures. These ones are pretty hard to find, they're pretty rare, and they look awesome as well. They're really well made. Here is the Mega Man figurine collection that I have. There's 6 of them. The one on the left is the bonus figure, so it looks a little weird, but it's the other Mega Man guy. Now here are all the Earthbound figures, other than the larger Earthbound figure, that are clay that I was talking about that you saw the red boxes for. And they're pretty outstanding. Below that now starts my Mario figurine collection. So there's quite a few of them, they're PVC, and I tried to have a good side versus a bad side. 575, 575. I realize Luigi's not bad, but he's on this side. So you have a Fire Luigi, a Hammer Bros, Bowser, Wario, the normal Luigi, Princess Peach, Fire Mario, Mario, then 2 other Marios as well. 7 different Toads, because Toads are awesome, but that includes Toadette as well, and Toadsworth. This shelf is the 7 Koopa Kids, which is pretty darn cool to have all the Koopa Kids in figure form. They're outstanding, they're really neat. I like having them. And the last row of Mario figures is 5 little villains, 5 little enemies, and 5 Yoshis. They look cool. Next, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, along with some Zelda mints, 2 horses, and then the minifigures of Zelda, as well as some other little Mario items. On the bottom here is a Metroid Prime figurine. That's a bobblehead. Some Mario tin stuff. More Mario little things, the Mario power-ups from Super Mario Bros. 3, and the large Earthbound figure. Then I also have these Pikmin mini small swallowable little figurines. And then a Legend of Zelda little set. This one's from Spirit Tracks. And then a Mario chess set figurine collection. So that's everything, everyone. That's absolutely everything. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I have a lot of items. I'm sure you could have some questions. I'm on Twitter and I'm on Facebook. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my video. If you've seen a better Nintendo room, please link me to it because I love Nintendo and I would be very impressed with another room that could be as good as this. So thank you very much for watching.